The Setagaya family murder. Unified ideograph. Unified ideograph. Unified ideograph. Unified ideograph. Unified ideograph. Unified ideograph. Setagaya aka Jiken refers to the unsolved murders of the Miyazawa family in Setagaya Ward of Tokyo, Japan, on the 30th of December 2000. Mikio Miyazawa, Yusuko Miyazawa, Niina Miyazawa and Rei Miyazawa were murdered during a home invasion at night by an unknown assailant who then remained in the Miyazawa's house for several hours before disappearing. Japanese police launched a massive investigation that uncovered the killer's DNA and many specific clues about their identity, but the perpetrator has never been identified. The media frenzy and long investigation of the Setagaya murders became a cause célèbre to abolish statute of limitations in Japan, which was removed in 2010. Murders. On the 31st of December 2000, the corpses of 44-year-old Mikio Miyazawa, his 41-year-old wife Yasuko, and their children, 8-year-old Niina and 6-year-old Rei, were discovered by Yasuko's mother, Asahi Kano, at their house in the Kamisoshigaya neighborhood of Setagaya, in the western suburbs of Tokyo. Mikio, Yasuko, and Niina had been stabbed to death while Rei had been strangled. Investigation of the crime scene by the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department concluded that the family had been murdered on December 30th at around 11:30 p.m. Japan Standard Time, after which the killer stayed in the house for several hours. Takeshi Tsuchida, the chief of Saijo Police Station, was designated as the person in charge of the investigation at the time until his retirement. The Miyazawa's killer entered through the open window of the second-floor bathroom at the rear of the house, located immediately adjacent to Sashigaya Park, and gained access by climbing up a tree and then removing the window screen. The killer used his bare hands to strangle Rei, sleeping in his room on the second floor, killing him through asphyxiation. Mikio rushed up the first-floor stairs after he detected the disturbance in Rei's room, fighting and injuring the killer until being stabbed in the head with a sashimi bocho knife. A police report claimed that part of the sashimi knife's blade broke off inside Mikio's head, and the killer then attacked Yasuko and Niina with a broken knife until using a santoku knife from the Miyazawa's house to murder them. The killer remained inside the Miyazawa's house for 2 to 10 hours, using the family computer, consuming barley tea, melon, and ice cream from their refrigerator, using their toilet, treating his injuries using first aid kits and other sanitary products, and taking a nap on a sofa in the second-floor living room. An analysis of Mikio Miyazawa's computer revealed that it had connected to the internet the morning after the murders at 1:18 a.m. and again at around 10 a.m., around the time Yasuko's mother Asahi entered the house and discovered the murders. Asahi became suspicious after being unable to call her daughter. The killer had unplugged the phone line and visited the house but received no answer after ringing the doorbell. Authorities believe the killer had stayed in the house until at least 1:18 a.m., but the computer usage at 10 a.m. could have also been accidentally triggered by Asahi during her discovery of the crime scene. Investigation police have been able to deduce several very specific clues to the perpetrator's identity, but have been unable to produce or apprehend a suspect. It was determined that the killer had eaten string beans and sesame seeds the previous day after analyzing feces from the killer in the Miyazawa's bathroom. They determined that the clothes and sashimi knife left behind by the killer had been purchased in Kanagawa Prefecture. Police also learned that only 130 units of the killer's sweater were made and sold, but they have only been able to track down 12 of the people who bought the sweaters. Trace amounts of sand were also found inside the hip bag that the perpetrator left at the scene, which after analysis was determined to come from the Nevada desert, more exactly the area of Edwards Air Force Base in California. The investigation into the murders is among the largest in Japanese history, involving over 246,044 investigators who have collected over 12,545 pieces of evidence. In 2015, it was reported that 40 officers were assigned to the case full-time. Every year, The Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department makes an annual pilgrimage to the house for memorial ceremonies. In 2019, it was reported that 35 officers are assigned to the case. The Saijo police station is designated to investigate the case. The TMPD is currently offering a 20 million yen reward to any person who can help officers to find clues that lead to a suspect and/or close the case. In addition, the TMPD announced that the Miyazawa house will be torn down because of its age risk of collapsing. Suspect Tokyo police found the killer's DNA and fingerprints in the Miyazawa's house, but none matched the databases of the Tokyo police, indicating that they do not have a criminal record. The killer's blood was gained during an analysis of the murder scene that revealed traces of type A blood, which would not have belonged to the Miyazawa family. A DNA analysis of the type A blood determined the killer is male and possibly mixed race, with maternal DNA indicating a mother of European descent, possibly from a South European country near the Mediterranean or Adriatic Sea, and paternal DNA indicating a father of East Asian descent. It is considered possible that the European maternal DNA comes from a distant ancestor from the mother's line rather than a fully European mother. Analysis of the Y chromosome showed the haplogroup O-M122, a common haplogroup distributed in East Asian peoples, appearing in 1 in 4 or 5 Koreans, 1 in 10 Chinese, and 1 in 13 Japanese. These results led to Tokyo Metropolitan Police to seek assistance through the International Criminal Police Organization, as the killer may not be Japanese or present in Japan. Physically, the killer is believed to be around 170 centimeters tall and of thin build. The police estimate the killer was born between 1965 and 1985, 15 to 35 years old at the time of the incident due to the physicality required for entering the Miyazawa house and committing the murders. The Miyazawa's wounds indicate that the killer is likely to be right-handed. Legacy. In 2015, Niri, older sister of Yusuko Miyazawa, filed a complaint to the Broadcast and Human Rights and Other Related Rights Committee of the Broadcasting Ethics and Program Improvement Organization after she claimed that the TV Asahi documentary aired in 2014 misrepresented her after a TV Asahi reporter and ex-FBI agent used profiling to back a theory that the killer murdered the Miyazawas out of resentment. References. External links: Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department investigation website, including pictures of the suspect's clothing, in Japanese, pictures of the victim's home and surrounding area, in Japanese, new information about the suspect, in Japanese.